Hello, everybody. It is my live stream for the final hour of our Kickstarter. I apologize for how I sound and for any coughing and dying that happens in this stream. I am actually very sick, on the arse end of getting better, which is great. But let's kick right into it if I can figure out how to run this stream. This is my first time going solo, so bear with me. All right. So we'll just quickly go through the Kickstarter one last time, just in case anyone hasn't been on or seen the issues yet. So what you saw just then was the teaser trailer for Super Ready Battle Armor issue 4, Lady of the Light. Oh, Jesus. So moving on, we have the story, which is continuing directly on after from issue 3, where we're trying to figure out what's happened to our main cast of characters, whether or not BA is going to be brought back to life and how, and if he's going to be the same person when he actually does come back. We are also looking into why Insanus is so damn crazy and protective of Infector. And we are also looking at Violet and Eclair. Both are doing their best to find out what has happened to their respective families. Eclair being looking to see what happened to BA, and Violet to see what happened to her Iron Weights family. Now, if you are new to the series, it is... Sorry, here we are. It is set towards the end of a long conflict in the pacifist country of Arcadia. A rival nation has invaded the country to seize its technology and resources, only taking up arms to defend themselves. The great conflict might finally be in sight. Sorry, the end of the great conflict. The first part of the story focuses on BA and Hawk after their escapades of the previous night, facing the consequences of the next day. But at its core, it is a shonen battle series focusing on what the powers of a god can do to the psyche. So here we have our variant cover of Violet, Insanus, and Susan, and little Pandora over here. And our main cover with Eclair and BA clashing. Already went over this. And these are just some of the previous, what do you call them? Covers. Not allowed to laugh at the moment, otherwise I die. Here we have some sample pages, which will be touched up again before production is complete. So artwork and lettering is not final. Like this here needs a bubble. This here needs to be fixed up. This needs to be fixed up. Just little things that need to be tweaked. Like this also needs a bubble. This here is my favorite. So far of the pages that we have done, it is a double spread, which we haven't actually really done before. And I thought I'd try something new with Lewis. With the double spread, we've actually got like the main setting, and everything else that you see, the little paneling, apart from this first one, is all coming through the laptop screen. And essentially, this is a torture room, and Hawk is not in a very good spot at the moment. Now, if you are fans of, I will be talking about this a little bit later again. We may be having a special guest coming on shortly. His name is Logan French, and he is a part of the creative team of SRBA. So we'll come back to this. And then we've got our reward tiers. So we've got our variant cover, $10, gets you the issue 4 with the variant cover by Kieran Jack. Then we have our first official tier, our digital copy of the comic for $5. Our physical printed edition of issue 4 for $8. All of the physical copies come signed by us. And then we have our comic and script, which is pretty self-explanatory. It is the comic with the script for $15. What I think is really cool about Kickstarters that do this is that you get to see almost behind the curtain and see what, what gets left on the cutting room floor. Moving along, we've got our first 4 issues all digitally for $16. Then we have our tier number 5 for $20, which is a comic with a A4 Susan poster. Also illustrated by Kieran Jack. Then we also have our very first enamel pin of Susan, seemingly to be everyone's favorite character so far. Then we have a retail bundle for any comic book stores that are looking to have our issues in their store. And if you did want to negotiate for the other 3 issues, we are also able to do that. Whether or not you just want to get the first, sorry, I can't speak right now. The first issue instead of issue 4, we can also organize that for you. Now, moving on, we have tier number 8, which is the physical edition, which gets you all 4 issues with the current new one, and a Susan enamel pin for $40. Then we have our $45 tier 9, which comes with all 17 of our current works of from Halftone Productions. So we've got the first 4 issues of Super Ready Battle Armor, the completed 6-issue part of The Talking Bread, The Rise of the Talking Bread, which is an anthology series that takes place in that series, which is actually done by a bunch of Aussie creators, myself included, as well as Logan. We actually worked together on that one. And the first part of In Purgatory, so 6 issues there. And next up, we have the physical version of that bundle. For $100, gets you the 17 physical edition of all 17 comics. And unfortunately, for everyone that was interested, tier 11 is no longer available. It is sold out. We were doing a cameo bundle where you could get yourself drawn into the comic and also get yourself a little piece of original art of your character in the series. Now, for the first time ever, Kickstarter has made it extremely easy to do add-ons, which are exactly what they sound like. So if you, for example, wanted to get tier 6 for $22, you could then add on an additional Susan pin, or if you missed out on getting issue 3, you could get yourself issue 3 as an add-on as well, or any of the other Halftone Production comics as well. Now, we are running out of time. We only have about 50 minutes before the Kickstarter ends. But we do still have some stretch goals, and we are getting close to our first stretch goal, which is $2,500. And just to showcase some of the characters, we have Violet. She is our local engineer and adorable dinky girl. We have Agent Claire, who is, as the name suggests, a secret agent, kind of like a new age ninja when she's out on the field. And then we've got Hawk, who is in really bad shape, and BA, previous name unknown until issue 4 comes out. And we have some lovely pieces from Mijin, who is another illustrator that we work with on the team SRBA. We have Oracle. She'll be appearing in the next issue, in issue 5, which is already in the works. Claire, Violet, and Nyantasha, who also will be reappearing in issue 5. Both Oracle and Nyantasha haven't actually really been too prevalent to the story just yet, but they made short appearances in issue 1. Now, moving on to the creative team, we have myself. I've been writing stories off and on since I was a child. Used most of the experiences that I had as a young child going through chronic illness with my heart condition as a escape measure between that and video games and anime, as the influences are very obvious in the comic. Then we've got Louis Roldan, who is our main illustrator. He's been illustrating for extremely long time now, and has been nominated for some of the International Manga Awards. He actually lives in Bolivia, and I've run out of things to say. We also have Kieran Jack, who is our graphic designer. He can't tell me not to shut up about it today, so I will boast about him a little bit. He does pretty much everything else that the company needs to succeed. So he builds all of our books, he builds all of the Kickstarters, and he puts in a lot of work, and we're very happy to be working with and for him. And I don't have him on here because he hasn't actually worked on this issue, but we have Logan French, who I mentioned earlier. He does a lot of the concept art for the comic, as well as he's done a couple of different covers. He's done this lovely piece of artwork here of Infector that goes with the Samurai and Ninja Eclair and BA that were on the front cover of issue 4. So that pairs in there. And we also have Mijin, who again up the top did some poster work for us, as well as doing a short 3-page comic in issue 3. And just here we've got a breakdown of the funding for the Kickstarter. And that about wraps it up. Looks like I do have Logan French waiting in the backstage area. I don't know whether or not he is awake and ready to come on. Hello, Logan. Are you there?
Hello.
How are we today, mate?
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, having some technical difficulty.
All right, so if I then remove that, cool, there we go. How you been, buddy?
There we go. Can you hear me?
I certainly can.
Yay!
Can you
Okay.
hear my beautiful, sexy, sick voice?
It sounds beautiful, stunning as always.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, that's pretty much the Kickstarter out of the way. We're probably just gonna turn this into a bit of a Q&A and talking about what manga influences that we've had, both myself and you. Yeah, that probably sums it up to the remaining 45 minutes until the Kickstarter ends.
Right.
Where is here we go. So I haven't got it. There we go. All right. So if you are fans of, so my influences for Super Ready Battle Armor, they definitely ebb and flow. So like the early influences would have been like Fully Cooley, One Piece, Bleach, The Amazing Spider-Man, that sort of stuff. But the amount of content that we consume nowadays from even like 10 years ago has dramatically increased. Like the amount of manga, anime, cartoons, TV shows, it's just impossible to keep up now. And because of that, the influences are forever interchanging, and some of the newer ones would be like My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul, as of last night, Invincible, which was very violent. Oh my god!
You finally got onto that.
Yeah. Last night. So that was. I feel like an old lady at in some parts because it was like very, very graphic.
Yeah, it's well, that's one of its charms, isn't it? Is the way it slips in between that wholesome family life and graphic violence so quickly.
I mean, I knew a little bit going into it, and from like trailers and things that I've like seen online, but just trying to piece together the mystery of what was going on and having my theories then very much so substantiated by the reveal. I was like, oh, yep, cool.
Yep.
It was basically like you could see the parallels of the I guess you'd say DC parody satire, where you have like a lot of parallels to like the Flash, Batman, like just the Justice League in general. And then Omni-Man being the equivalent of Superman. It was very interesting, and I really enjoyed the dark aspects of it. The bits that I think I really struggled with was that last without spoiling it for anybody, that last fight was very hard to watch, only because the two characters that do get in the fight are quite intimately linked.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the difficulty came into it. And I even caught myself a few times tensing up and and was just like, oh god,
yeah. And you're watching it, you're just like, yep. You feel it. But you feel every impact.
Yeah. Oh god, that tram sequence was probably the worst.
Oh, that was horrifying.
Honestly, like I was sitting there watching it and I was like, someone had to animate this. Fuck, I hope they're okay. Oh, I shouldn't swear. But anyway.
I think there should be some damaged people out there.
Oh my god, it was so graphic. I don't think I've seen anything quite like it before. But yeah, that was it. There was a slight point where I was like, how can anyone top this in the sense of like superhero deconstruction? Like it was the worst case scenario, like the absolute worst case scenario. I think Watchmen did a very good job of it without going to that level of extreme, but from memory, they didn't really deal with aliens. Is that right?
No, they didn't. That was
Yeah.
all local.
Yeah, it was all in-house. Yeah. Well, I'll stop sharing this because we don't need to see it anymore, so we can see our beautiful faces. I know.
Very tired, beautiful face.
Oh, tell me about it. This cold / chest infection or whatever the hell it is. It's really kicked my ass.
Yeah, I've heard a few people have gotten colds and that's slapped them around pretty well.
Yeah.
So,
oh, bro, I feel like I dodged a bullet with the whole lockdown and what with COVID. Felt like it was very, very close and got tested and felt extremely lucky and grateful for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone's slowly remembering what it's like to just have normal sicknesses.
Yeah, just regular colds.
Yeah, because we've been so I guess anal with the hand washing and everything because of COVID. I don't really know a lot of people that have gotten sick in the last 12 months, at least not on this sort of scale. Like I know a couple of entire shopping centers that have come down progressively with this cold or whatever it is in Albury. So it's definitely getting into winter.
Yes. Yeah. No doubt about that. 0 degrees in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually sitting in my office at the moment and my breath is pluming.
You'll and I'm all rugged up at the moment.
Yep. I'm not allowed to laugh, Logan.
Well, I'm sorry.
Avoid
this
that.
is not going to go down well.
But yeah, so I guess the other really big influence that I would have more recently would be things like Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, which have just exploded in popularity lately. Like, I don't think in the anime community we've had anything explode like this before, especially so widespread.
Yeah, look, Demon Slayer came in hard and fast.
Well,
and
yeah.
the fact that it was such a short series is what I think made it so popular and drive forwards.
Have you seen the full series yet?
Not the full series. I'm taking my sweet time.
It's so good, and Studio Ufotable really knocked it home with CGI animation, and have pretty much spoiled me for everything in the way of 3D animation now. I was noticing myself even watching Invincible being a little bit of a 3D anime snob. I was just like, oh, look at all those background characters that they which I mean it is a fair fair tactic to have. It saves time.
Well,
people's main focus is on the forefront anyway, but
nobody really cares. It's just like you said, the snobs that
that's it.
They kick up the fuss.
And I don't go that far to kick up the fuss. I just notice the difference in quality just between I'd say Western and Eastern 3D animation, and just between studios. There's a big difference as well.
I think in the Asian audiences, they're still using it as a supporting tool. So something that's there to support the traditional animation market. Whereas over in the more Western environment, we're using it as a full animation tool.
Yeah. I don't know. Was Invincible both as a supporting? Because it looked like
Invincible was traditional. It was very.
It reminded me of
late 90s. late 90s
late 90s
animation
cartoons. Yep. So like your DC and Marvel cartoons.
Ben 10, stuff like that. It just sort of reflected that same kind of simplicity behind it.
It was like the line work was very thin as well.
Yeah. Did you notice the fight scene between the guy with the earthquake hands?
That was one of my favorites. That was good.
That's because you saw the difference, didn't you? You saw the difference in the action. I want to know who animated that sequence because it was different.
Actually, I remember hearing something that one of the animators that did work on My Hero Academia did work on Invincible. I could be wrong.
Would make sense.
But I'm wondering if that might be the scene.
That would be. I couldn't imagine any other scene in the series because all the other scenes are so graphically intense with the violence.
Yeah.
Whereas that one isn't. It's just action, and it's breakneck action. It's really, really fast.
It was really cool. No, I had a quick Google, but I can't find anything.
Yeah. I'll look it up more intensely.
I think it was the guy that did the Shoto Midoriya fight in the school festival arc. So like season 2. Season 2. When they had all the students competing in that big school festival.
Yeah.
And then the big fight between Shoto and Midoriya, where he finally uses his fire and ice abilities at the same time, and everything's exploding. And I have a feeling it was the guy that did the animation director or the animators that did that scene worked on something.
Yeah. I'd say it would be a key animator that would be involved there.
Yeah. I could very well be wrong about that as well. It has been known to happen. So moving on to you, what are your current influences with your art style?
I don't know if anything's really actually influencing me at the moment. I think I'm starting to really settle into the way I do things more so than. I mean, visual styles have always influenced me over the years, but I think I'm starting to push into a more self-oriented vision of sorts.
Yep.
Is that the finished one?
No, this is the one without the background.
Yeah. I was looking at it, I'm like, that doesn't look quite right.
No, we had the finished one up at Supernova, but we didn't end up updating the actual Kickstarter page. But it kind of it works with the white background of Kickstarter. Kind of pops, and
yes, bright colors.
Dude, you nailed it out of the park with this one.
I was happy with it.
Is that a saying?
It turned out pretty well.
I think I mixed two different sayings.
That's okay. Make it new.
Oh, Jesus. Slowly dying, slowly getting better.
Aren't we all?
Oh, whoops, I've missed the comment section. So if anyone is interested in backing the Kickstarter for the last half hour before we do wrap up, there is a Kickstarter link. Oh, this is so cool. I'm learning how to use StreamYard. It's a really cool little... Yeah, it's like, down here. The link is in the below. Like, comment, and subscribe and all that stuff. But yeah, it's really easy. All you have to do, even if you don't have a Kickstarter account, follow the link on the screen or in the comment sections below, And basically all you have to do is select what tier you would like to receive as your reward, or however much you would like to pledge, and then just either create an account with Kickstarter, or just a little bit below, you can import all of your information from Facebook or other social media websites. And I know it's half an hour late, but hi, Mum. But yeah, I'm not sure what to talk about now, because I was hoping that you were going to talk about your influences.
Oh, look, okay. Let me expand out a little there. Right. So let's not go with
inspiring you.
Oh, what's inspiring me at the moment? Well, I'm inspired to read the next arc of Chainsaw Man. Once that's rolled out, and the anime. I think
impatiently waiting for that.
I think that had one of the biggest sort of hits for me. For the past few years.
It was a wild ride.
It wasn't just wild, but style-wise, it was actually kind of similar to my early work. So
yeah, true. Actually, yeah.
It was a little bit reminiscent for me as well. And when I was showing my mum some of the pictures, she's like, "Oh, is that your stuff?" And I'm just like, "No."
You're like, "I wish."
It's better than my stuff. Look at this guy's backgrounds. His backgrounds just got better and better and better.
Oh, so good. I can't believe how amazing that series was from start to finish. There was a few times where for like weeks on end, because were reading it both week to week. There were weeks where we had no idea what the hell was going on, because it was just, because it's dealing with hell and demons, it was just surreal, some of the stuff that they were showcasing. Where is... I'm about to bring up... There it is. And if I remember how to actually use this thing... Oops, and we'll share screen. So this is actually one of the first pages from Chainsaw Man that's actually freely available on the Viz Media website. So you can read like the first 3 chapters there. It's really cool. I really, really dig the art style, the story writing, just everything about it. Tatsuki did such an amazing job.
What I found phenomenal about it is how damn original it is. It's so hard to pinpoint its influences, because it's just so wacky.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it straddled that line between comedy and horror quite well.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah,
like there was parts in it that were absolutely hilarious, and then there were parts that were just exceptionally graphic and really upsetting. Yeah.
The amount of times they killed characters in that series was just gutted me on so many occasions.
Yep. And just like the character designs, Chainsaw Man is a very special project, I think. I haven't seen anything quite like it ever, really. I don't think.
That's what I mean. You just can't pinpoint it. It's like he's just grabbed
like you can grab aspects of it and be like, oh, this is kind of like this or like that, but when they all mesh together and they're just blended so beautifully.
It's kind of like they've taken Tokyo Ghoul Junji Ito stories and Japanese folklore and just mashed it all together
with a little bit of One Piece comedy sprinkled on top.
Yeah, that's right. Just to see how it goes, but it's just such a mash of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extremely impatiently waiting for that part 2. And how amazing was that reveal of part 2?
I'm almost starting to think that he was poking fun at us.
He's
never going to happen. Yeah.
For probably the last, I think, 5 to 6 weeks of publication, we were told that the Chainsaw Man was in its last legs and it was coming to a conclusion, and everyone was really excited, but also it was very bittersweet. Everyone was upset that it was ending, but we wanted it to end on a good note, sort of thing. And then flash forward 5-6 weeks to that last chapter, and everyone read that last page and it said end of part 1, and the entire fan base just collectively lost its mind. I've never seen anything like it. It was insane.
Nice.
And even now, I feel like that I still feel a bit reeled from that reveal. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. It was a lighter tone, definitely, from the rest of it. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with.
Absolutely.
But besides that, what else? Kaiju number 8. That's got a really good pace to it.
It starts at a very nice level and just keeps going up and up.
Yeah.
And just again, the art and the story are just so clean and well crafted, and like we were saying, there's nothing really you can compare it to, except for maybe
not at the moment.
I do kind of get a little bit of Pacific Rim vibes off of it, but that's just because kaiju. But I'd probably say
vibes.
Yeah. Have you read or seen All You Need Is Kill?
Yeah.
Also known as Edge of Tomorrow. But we won't talk about that.
No, it's not. It will never be known as that.
I do get some of the vibes from that, but again, it's a comedy spin on that sort of story where there's an alien invasion, whether or not it's extraterrestrial or terrestrial, that's yet to be discovered in Kaiju number 8. But it definitely looks at the very human element of fighting these unknown and gigantical creatures. And they do really play off that unknown in the more recent chapters as well. And you can see the fear that humanity has for these kaiju.
Yeah. So that's been exceptional. And what else have I been watching? There's the little comedy series about the contract killer that opens a
Sakamoto Days.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
man, I've been absolutely loving that. That is so much fun.
I need to catch up. I'm a few issues behind.
Oh no, it's my wholesome content, really.
Yeah,
it's got some moments where it goes a little bit dark, but then it just lifts it back up again.
Yeah, it becomes fun again. It's probably the most graphic gag manga that I've read ever.
Yeah, most gag mangas ease up, almost have no violence in them. But this one,
or if they do, it's the comedic effect. But yeah.
No, it's been good.
I'd say it's definitely more like a hitman, assassin type action movie with a lot more comedy squeezed in.
Yeah, almost buddy cop level stuff.
Yeah, actually, that's a very. I mean, what I was thinking when I was saying it was like Rush Hour and things like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking
If you like,
maybe the Hitman's Bodyguard.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
another one. I was like
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, but I forgot what the movie was called. So.
Second one will be dropping soon.
I know. It's going to be exciting.
A lot
Just
of
checking the
Ryan
time.
Reynolds on the screen coming up.
Yeah, he's a very busy man.
Yes, telcos, gym, movies. He's all over the place.
Have you seen or read Jujutsu Kaisen?
I started reading that a while back, and it interested me. Except I think it lost pace a little bit in the first few chapters. And when I say few, I'm like the first 15 or so chapters.
Admittedly, I also had a bit of trouble getting into it.
Yeah.
It took me probably like 3 or 4 tries to read the first issue, which, looking at it now, like, because it's one of my favorite series, I'm completely dumbfounded as to why. But I do get where you're coming from. I think it does have a bit of a shaky start. The anime doesn't. The anime hits the ground running. But I think when you're reading that first chapter, if you're not in the right headspace, it just doesn't land properly.
No.
But again, that was like how many years ago that they did that?
It's been a little while. Maybe I'll give the anime a shot.
Yeah. Oh, and it's done by the same studio that's animating Chainsaw Man.
Oh, okay. Now I need to watch it to find out how that's going to pan out.
It's going to be good. It's going to be real good. So just checked real quick, and yeah, it looks like it was about 3 years ago, roughly, that the first chapter came out, almost to the day.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
But yeah, look, it's another one of those series where they blend 3D with traditional 2D animation. I think they've definitely come leaps and bounds, and anime's really showcasing how 3D animation can be utilized for like getting really cool camera angles, getting really cool fight scenes. Like it's just things that you couldn't really do with traditional art, like your big sweeping camera angles. Like you could do that, but the amount of work and effort just for that one sweeping camera angle would be insane.
But it's worth it.
But I mean, now they're doing it in a way that's time and cost efficient, and it still looks really good.
Yeah.
Actually, another one would be Attack on Titan. A lot of their stuff, like in the camera angle work and their really fast action, is 3D animated, and that looks
I'm not surprised.
incredible as well.
Yeah. Not surprised at all, because that would, if they did that by hand, it would just take them forever. We'd never see the series. It would just all that action was just taken so long to do.
That's it.
I'm trying to find. There was an anime series on Netflix that had an enormous amount of 3D mixed in with 2D, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Series, really, it's a fighting series. Sure. Let me just search it. That's right. Kengan Ashura. Did you ever watch that?
No, I am not familiar. No.
What are we counting down?
Oh, I just thought I'd chuck that on while you were talking, just to showcase some of the cool artwork and whatnot. We've got about 16 minutes remaining.
Nice.
But yeah, look,
That scene turned out
thank you.
nicely.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that double spread. I've been taking a lot of inspiration between my manga reading and trying to do both study and enjoyment while I am reading. So if something does stand out to me, I'm going to steal that and incorporate
it's going
it.
to influence your ideas.
So like that double page spread was influenced by a manga that I've been reading that's utilized the pretty much that layout where it's the one big image with the paneling over the top of it. Funnily enough, I don't recall ever seeing that until I read that issue and was just blown away and was like, I can do something like this in this issue. And yeah, Louis just hit it out of the park. It looks amazing and currently is my favorite page.
Nice.
Just pages, because it's 2.
Well, yeah. Well, it's one piece, 2 pages.
Yeah. We will also. I've been dabbling a lot in the double page spreads lately. There's I think there's 2 in this issue that's coming out, and I've got another one planned for the next issue. It's something that I've always really enjoyed when reading and just never really thought of doing in my own comic.
It's a lot of work as well.
It is. Although, if you stand back and look, there's actually probably less paneling between the 2 pages than there would be on each individual page.
Yes, but there's a ton more detail in that main image.
I was going to preface that, all right?
Yeah. That's a writer's mentality right there.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
There's less panels, which means there's less work.
No, that's not how it works.
Oh yeah, I
know. But yeah, look, he really did bring it home with that one. Where is it? There he is. And just even without those extra little panels there, that one big double page spread looks so good.
No, it carries across really well. Actually, because I'm guessing you didn't change the script too much from when I read it.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So yeah, it's panned out really well.
That was probably the one that I sent through to you would have been probably close to the final draft. The only thing that hasn't actually been put onto the paper is the choreography of one of my fight scenes, which I've recently found out can be difficult to actually put into words.
Yeah, this is what stick figures are really good for.
Yeah, I can get that now, and the whole little movie mannequin men and women.
Oh yeah, I got to get myself some of those. They look really handy.
So we've only got 11 minutes remaining. Exciting stuff.
It is. It's awesome. Awesome.
I am sorry if I don't sound too enthused. It's because I'm half dead at the moment. Right. I know you know, and I'm sure everyone else knows just by listening to me die on live stream. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. Like Kickstarters are always a lot of hard work and a lot of stress. Thankfully, I was able to share that burden a little bit this time with Kieran. He was kind of managing both myself and the Kickstarter, telling me when and what to do. basically, yeah, pretty much. You know that image that you the cover you did for
yeah
that's just
what
Kieran.
it feels like.
Yeah.
He's that little overlord just hanging over everyone.
That's it. Like I said earlier, Kieran, it is a pleasure to work with and for you.
And look, we want you to come and rule us. This is the thing.
Yeah. We're no, I'm not going to go there.
We'll leave that for the doujinshi.
That's it.
Yeah.
I guess real quick, just before time runs out for the Kickstarter, I'll quickly go over the pledges again, just in case you were tuning in late. So we've got the variant art cover by Kieran Jack with Violet on the front.
Kicking it.
Yeah, thank you for finishing my sentence because my brain just stopped.
Yeah, that's all right.
Then we've got our digital issue for only $5. And then going further down, we've got the printed version of the comic and the script, which I don't know if you were here behind backstage because I was scrolling through, but I was actually talking about how I like it when Kickstarters do this, where you get to see a bit behind the curtain and see what ends up on the chopping board floor from script to final product. I just think it's cool. I don't know.
I don't know if I can do that with my script.
Because you don't really write scripts?
No, I don't write scripts at all. I panel.
Yeah.
Which I mean, with, some people might want to look at that, but
I mean that's what Kieran does. Except for when he's kind of changed that a bit now, that he's working with a bigger base. But yeah, it's helpful for me because I can then just pull all the dialogue over when I'm lettering. And can that way not steer too far from his vision, because that way if something's not quite working when I've laid it all out, I can then just edit some of the wording or
and that's what I end up doing. I'll lay it out and then I'll end up editing 20 times just to after reading it, because you can't get the feel of the flow without everything finished and on the page, and then you can go back and go, we've got to change this, got to change that.
That's it. I mean, I do the same. Like the dialogue for the most part stays the same for when I'm lettering, but even I change quite a bit when I am finally bringing the script, the last bits of the script over into the finished product. I think issue 1 and 4 have probably been, well, I haven't actually started lettering issue 4 past those 4 pages. But so far, issue 1 and 4 have been the 2 that I've edited script dialogue from the least. 2 and 3 had quite a bit that I actually changed, even if it was just a couple of words here and there just to make the narrative flow, or just to fit the paneling, or just to try and cut down on bubble size because I really liked the artwork and didn't want to cover it. That's probably my biggest thing, is I hate covering specific parts of artwork, but if the bubble has to fit there, then there's not really much I can do. But
there's nothing you can do. And I often use the bubble as a tool, so I don't have to draw that space.
Clever man. He's a clever man. I try and, I think Lewis and I have gotten to a working relationship now where we both kind of inherently know where, he knows where not to put as much detail into the background, and that kind of guides me on where I'm placing the bubbles and things like that as well.
Yeah.
But that only like comes through on through time and working together on these 4 issues.
Yeah. So he doesn't like send you through like sketch panels.
Oh yeah, no, he does. Yes.
And then you run the bubbles over the top before he starts to.
So that page that you saw, the double page spread, that is how I get my finished artwork from him.
Yep.
And then I'll letter over the top of that.
Righto.
Yeah. Actually, no. I was going to say, isn't that how he did it for the story we did in The Rise of the Talking Bread? But you actually lettered that one.
Did I? I did. You can tell because it's not all that good. I don't. Every time I look at lettering, I'm just like, oh, how hard can this be? You put some letters in a bubble, seriously. And every time I do it, it looks like junk. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. It's just, it baffles me so much.
I mean, I still feel that I'm learning quite a bit still. But yeah, again, time and practice. Oh, yeah. Shit. We're almost out of time. All right, rapid fire. All right, so we've got the $16 4 issues digitally. We've got the comic and poster print of Susan enamel pin for the first time ever. And we have a retail bundle, which you can make edits to. Generally, that'll be for your retail comic book stores. We have the full collection with this Susan enamel pin for $40 and the full current library of the Halftone Productions library in digital format and in physical format, depending on your preferences and the amount that you would like to spend. So just again, really quickly in the last 3 minutes, if you go to this link, but hurry because time is running short, just quickly pledge whichever reward tier you would like, and then you can log in or create an account via Facebook or any other social media you so wish. But we are getting extremely close now. There is just 2 minutes remaining. It's finally starting to settle in.
Time.
Yeah, it's right.
I didn't see the time before. It's just, that's how observant I am right now.
I'm not gonna lie, when because I have so many tabs open on this computer, when I actually opened up the tab for the Kickstarter, it was set from like 4 days ago. Oh, actually, no, it was even further back. So it had gone from like 2,100 back down to 1,700, and I was like, "What the actual hell?" And I've got a day. What am I gonna do? And then I refreshed it and was like, "Oh." Whew. But yeah, so if you are wanting to back, you only have 94 seconds
93,
remaining.
92, 91.
That's right.
Are we just going to count down from here?
No. We'll do a countdown when it gets to like 10, maybe 5.
I don't have any streamers or anything.
Let's see. Do I have anything on here? Maybe. No, I don't think so. No.
Oh well.
No. But yeah. Thanks for coming on, man. I think we'll probably wrap up not too long after the Kickstarter wraps up. Ooh, I didn't know that it changed to a red color font. That's nifty.
Ooh.
The urgency. But yeah, I think we'll probably wrap up soon after this. Thank you again to everyone who has supported the Kickstarter, both in the past and for this current project. We couldn't do it without your help with funding. There will be more on the horizon. Issue 5 is already in the works. We've pretty much had the script almost finalized, and yeah, look forward to more.
Lots more.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Oh, look, it's got confetti as well. Yay!
Yes. Huzzah.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Kickstarter
That is Super Ready Battle Armor concluded. So now, if you do want to pre-order it in the future, just watch this space, both YouTube, Facebook pages, and whatever else, or just keep an eye out for issue 5, working title. I don't have one for it yet.
Issue 5.
Yeah, just the working title.
Yeah.
Issue 5, work in progress.
It's just the characters going through their every day-to-day routine of going to work.
That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how I'll start it. I'll start it off with like Infector going to work at Oracle's coffee shop or something.
Nice.
Yeah. It'd be like real slight. It'll like take a massive turn to being a slice of life, and everyone will be so confused.
Wait, I was waiting for something to happen in this chapter.
Yeah, what?
No.
No. Pulling that rug.
Goodness.
No, I'm not going to do that. No, issue 4 has been a very big personal milestone for me. There's going to be some big reveals that I've been holding on to for quite some time. Back when I was doing the pilot with my previous illustrator, we got up to issue 4. And narratively, like the story has been reworked and things have changed, but overall big plot points haven't. And I'm finally getting to reveal one of those that I've been holding on to for probably about 5 years now. So that feels really good.
Just let that release. That's 5 years backed up. It's just waiting to come on out.
But I don't want to hype it up.
Why not?
But I'm excited.
If you're excited, everybody else should be excited.
That's it. All right. Again, thank you for coming on, and to our viewers, thank you for sticking around. This does conclude the Kickstarter for Super Ready Battle Armor issue 4, Lady of the Light. Thanks for coming. How do I end this? There we go. All right. See you later, guys.